Them get me used to this song and then them not play my song. All right, this morning on Sunrise Book Club, we'll delve into the rich cultural landscape of Jamaica with Professor Donna Hope, Professor Donna Hope, a distinguished scholar and cultural activist with a focus on documenting and preserving culture. She has authored numerous academic and motivational books, including her recent publication, Dancehall Queen, Erotic Subversion, Subversion Erotica, which offers a bilingual exploration of the dancehall queen phenomenon. Welcome to Sunrise.
Welcome to Sunrise.
Professor.
Thank you.
You know, the first book that got my attention was Chicken Back Gravy and Such Delight. Not the latest book, but of course. And listen, let me tell you this quickly. There's an actual chicken
splash.
back.
Yes,
Splash.
it is a real splash. Chef Cunningham did a photo shoot for that
Really?
splash.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that.
It must be interesting to study Jamaican culture, particularly dancehall culture, because, I mean, of course, it's a vibrant culture, but tell us, Professor.
Yeah, how does it, I'm so curious about how it affects, you know, culture all over the world, or impacts culture all over the world, because we're little. And then we have this next thing.
Yes.
I love that you call it the dancehall phenomenon, dancehall queen phenomenon. Like, let's talk about it.
Well, dancehall culture, Jamaican culture, punches way above its weight in our size. We are superpowers globally where culture is concerned, and also we have the sports, because people are intrigued by what we do in our culture. They are excited by it, and our music has gone far and wide globally and has impacted a lot of other forms of music. And so like reggaeton, we have dembow in Dominican Republic, we have a lot of music forms, grime in the UK and others that have been impacted by dancehall culture, by Jamaican music. And it means that people find what we do here, our language, the way we do our dances and our songs, to be very exciting, and they want to be a part of what we do here. We are a very big entertainment mecca.
There's an active discussion about dancehall culture and Afrobeat, reggae and Afrobeat, and the relationship between both. I mean, how do you contribute to that discussion? What say you? Is it that we have influenced them, or they are more dominant than us now in this space? Talk to me, Donna.
You see, we like to have this clash thing. Jamaica is built on clashes, so we have clashes with the cultures. But remember, we are people who come from Africa mainly. We have our African descent, so there's a kind of cycle of, you know, we go back to ourselves and we come back. So we have a history where, for example, Fela Kuti and people like Jimmy Cliff were involved and, you know, interacted. We have when, you know, Bob Marley and others went to Africa. So there's a lot of relationship between what we do here and hip-hopping across borders when we talk to the different music cultures. So we have a lot of different music forms in Africa that have been impacted by our music, but we are still, in a way, returning, you know, kind of backward middle passage thing, going back to it and going back to who we are. So it's really, we are related to each other and we continue to contribute. So I dislike the trying to put this conflict, you know, we're competing.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Chicken or the rice. So we are really, we are black people. Jamaica is mainly a black country and we are in a black diaspora, but then we also have the Jamaican diasporas and the reggae diasporas and dancehall diaspora. So we are talking to each other constantly and we are all related.
I love that. Awesome. You have a collection of work here. I know when you find the time. We were talking earlier, I'm like, are you a night owl? Are you a morning person? When are you writing these books? I love it.
Well, people who know me well know that, and I'm not supposed to tell people my business, but I usually am up until midnight or a little after, because that's the best time to write, and also the best time when you finish to run and get and go on a dancehall event somewhere. You know, the parties that happen in the night. But I write a lot, especially during the night, because it's quieter, your phones will not ring, you're not much in demand, you don't have an event or some class to teach or so. So I do a lot of work at nights, and I also do a lot of work in the summers when we are not teaching actively on the Mona campus, because of course I'm also at the University of the West Indies. So I do a lot of work, and I'm always trying to research and understand, because remember, you know, Tami and I, we have to be a part of documenting who we are. Because we must be involved in the process of writing about ourselves.
Let somebody else tell the story for us.
Yes.
Could you take us through some of your books here that you have? I know that you have a new book, but I'd love to go through all of the... I know we only have a little bit of time, but still, I'm so intrigued.
This one, you know, The Dancehall, is my first book. It's my baby. I really love this book. It's my first love in terms of my books, and it came out of work I did as a Master's of Philosophy student in government. It's a political science kind of work, looking at the power dynamics between dancehall culture and the society. So a whole lot of research went into this. I was very young, I was a bit mad, and I was, my hair was madder than this, and I was running all over the place in Jamaica doing a lot of observation, a whole heap of work. So this is my favorite book, and it really gives people an understanding of what was happening at the time dancehall was created in the society, and how people inside of the dancehall, the dancehall, were responding to it, what they were saying, what they were doing, and how, you know, we flesh it out. And it's an academic book, but it also, I mean, students in high school use this book, and this book is all over the world. Everywhere I go, people are interested in music and culture. This is my...
So that's your favorite. So what's the top three?
This is my second favorite, the last one. Yes, and then, I mean, I'm trying to know. I don't want the books to get jealous, you know.
No, you can't get anything.
I don't want to get jealous. I don't want
this.
I'm sorry, children. This is my other pick, because this is my first little motivational book. It's self-published, and came out just before COVID, 2019, and it's really 8 life lessons from my journey.
I love that.
And I use motifs like from the music for a lot of the chapter motifs are like, who am I? Talking about looking who you are, knowing who you are. I talk a lot through music. Buju Banton's music, for example, comes up a lot in it, but really tries from my own very fabulous journey to talk about the hard part, the chicken back gravy, and then the such delight, which is the good, you know, the lobster part. So it's 98 pages. There are no pictures except me on the cover, and it's a quick read, and it's very motivating. I find
this is going to be my first read, because the first chapter, it says know thyself. And I heard some singers earlier, and I know I can't sing. I still try to. But knowing myself...
You must know yourself. No matter try to, you know, to do. You know, I do have to ask you, you know, we spoke earlier about how everywhere else in the world, you know, they quickly recognize and celebrate our dancehall culture.
Yes.
What do you say to people? It's often us here who have the issue with it, and who sometimes look down on it. And so I want to know, you know, what you'd say to people about the importance of really preserving it, celebrating it, documenting it, not looking down on it.
Well, it comes from us here in Jamaica, so that says something about who we are, regardless of what we think about dancehall. And one of the things that I've found, because I've traveled all over the world with dancehall, I haven't been to Africa yet, but dancehall has taken me all over Europe, a lot of different places, and because of this new work, which is the Spanish work, of course, catering to the big Spanish-speaking audience, Latin America, South America, Central America, Europe, 600 million people, I think, in the world speak Spanish. They have a big interest in our culture, and so I find that we have to make sure that we are speaking to them in ways that they can get access to the work. Dancehall culture is very big. The dancehall dance industry is very big. The dancehall queen conversation is very big. A lot of competitions all over the world, not just the one here in Jamaica. We have 2 now. We have the Queen of Jamaica, and we have the original dancehall queen competition. It's very big abroad, and people see it as empowering women, as, you know, providing women with ways to show their bodies and be in control of the environment through the music and how they do use their bodies. So it's different from how we would look at it here in Jamaica in a lot of ways, because we kind of cuss dancehall. We cuss dancehall, we beat dancehall. I take a lot of licks because of dancehall. You know, but there's a great deal of who we are in the music.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Recent events, I heard so many discussions around, if it were dancehall and this happened, they would have said this and that. You know,
but you know, it's true. It's true that the same kind of behaviors and showing of the body in dancehall in a public way, I would have to be avoiding the discussion, because there was the beating dancehall, the beat dancehall people, and some of the people on the streets and in parades, you know, are the same people who come to the dancehall events. Don't remember that. Because it's entertainment, but there's a way we have. Dancehall is like the bastard child, cheat a child to death.
Who we don't look at and who we don't want to talk about, and who XYZ and blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Yeah, but who's very much responsible for us being so spoken about, so popular, so impactful as well, you know?
Yes.
It's definitely the second child. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm really excited. We could, and I think we're going to stay and talk some more for sure. That was Professor Donna Hope, socio-cultural analyst and author. It's now time for a break, and the cereal equation is up next. But right now we're going to dig into some more chicken back gravy and such delight.
And such delight.
Thank you.